Billiard.
Make it clap, I got 3 old thoughts, new block, where that thing, bitches on the line, and you know.
So I'm Fanny and I will discuss about pluricentric fields towards English and implication for ELT in China. Okay, we have to know about ENL, ESL, and EFL. What is ENL? ENL is English as a native language. ESL is English as a second language. EFL is English as a foreign language. And there are terms used to describe different language learning contexts. So here are 4 points that highlight the distinctions between them. The first, we have to know language environment. Second, learning context. Third, motivation and necessity. And fourth, support system. The first, we discuss about language environment. ENL, English as a native language, refers to individuals who have grown up in an environment where English is the primary language spoken at home and in the community. They acquire English naturally as their first language. What about ESL? ESL, or we know English as a second language, describe individuals who are learning English in an environment where it's not the primary language. ESL learners typically live in a country where English is spoken widely, but it might not be the language spoken at home. And EFL, English as a foreign language, involves individuals learning English in a country where English is not the dominant language. EFL, as a subject in school or as a part of language learning program. Second, learning context. ENL learning English is an inherent part of daily life. Language goes through immersion and exposure into natural surroundings. And about ESL, learners often have the opportunity for immersions in English, both in educational setting and in the community, facilitating practical language use in various contexts. EFL learning English may be more classroom-based with limited opportunities for real-life language use outside the educational settings. Now we continue to the third is motivation and necessity. ENL, learning English is not a conscious decision, but a natural part of growing up in an English-speaking environment. And ESL, learners may be motivated by the need to communicate effectively in their new community or for academic and professional investment. About EFL, motivation might stem from a desire to access international communication, travel, academic pursuits, or career opportunities. Support system. ENL, typically native English speakers do not require structured language support as the acquired language skills naturally through exposure and interaction. ESL. Support system may include ESL programs, language classes, and cultural integration initiatives to help learners adapt to their new linguistic environment. And EFL, learners may rely heavily on formal language education, language courses, and resources like textbooks and online materials for learning English. Understanding this distinction can help educators, policymakers, and learners tailor language learning approach to the specific needs and context associated with ENL, ESL, and EFL environments.
Pedagogical
central, supercentral, hypercentral language distinction. The ENL, ESL, EFL, and the inner order expanding circle distinction, as well as the global language system theory, are equally important in their own way, and none of them should be judged intuitively to be more valid than the other. Obviously, some countries and speakers in the classification model would inevitable overlap. They are by no means mutual exclusive. Quite the contrary, insight obtained in on the to enlighten or inform future research in the other. Im- The implication for ELT in China. The physicality teacher and learner have to face in that they have to be aware of linguistic variability, with teacher or user of English in China should know that variability is a fact of life when it comes to real language use. The second implication of accepting pluricentricity in the English is the need to get rid of possible linguistic prejudice that people can have holding. Well, an awareness of variability in English has strengthened one confidence and sense of language identity. Linguistic prejudice is bound to arise and is something to avoid through awareness raising. Getting rid of linguistic Getting rid of linguistic prejudice is both an important task for people outside China and inside China. A big implication that could be drawn for that ideology of pluricentricity of classifying English language where the variability of the English is recognized and acknowledged is that English is not a single homogeneous monolithic variety. Thank you.